Hey guys, so I'm going to do a little bit of a tutorial on how to play this song since we didn't get a chance to do this in lessons yesterday. So this is one of your pieces that you can do. This is the Loch Ness Monster. I believe this is out of your performance book. So if you'll notice, this is your starting position right here. So why don't you find this, and your first notes, see this here, so octave lower. So it's actually going to be an octave lower than what's written. So if this is middle C, you can see my keyboard here, then this is G. So it's not this G. It's written as this G, but you're going to play the G that's lower. So this is middle C. This is the G you're going to play. So I'll hold this down so you can find that position. Perfect. So from G, you're going to go down to G flat or F sharp. So G flat here, so your fourth finger is going to go on that one. Then your second finger is going to go on B flat. So that's your first measure. And then your right hand, second finger, and fourth finger are going to play C and E. So you're going to go. And then what you're going to do after that is you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to come up an octave. So you're going to go. And then once you're here, you'll notice you'll go up another octave. Same thing. Then this is middle black key. So this is the first section that's kind of weird, but notice that you have pedal. So you'll hold pedal down for all of this. This is a fermata, so that means you can hold that as long as you'd like. This, ritardando, means you'll slow down, you'll gradually slow down there. And then this is all going to be soft, so make sure you highlight your dynamics here. And then if we go down to this section, this is quickly now. So this is third finger on A. So third finger on this guy. So this is your middle C. So third finger here. So your thumb is going to be on middle C. Then your other thumb is going to be on middle C as well. Is that section. I'll play it once more and you can do it forte. So notice this is forte, and then you have accents right here, so you can give that a little more of a punch. And then here you have staccato, and you don't have to make it super short. You don't want, because it's not an eighth note, it's still a quarter note. So and then the next page here, you have so this section right here, you have G sharp, which is going to be your middle black key, and you'll do your fourth finger on that one. So this is 3, which is A, B, which is 2, 4, middle black key, back to A, and then you have rest in here. So I'll play from 21. And then I will play the rest of this piece. So this here is kind of like it was at the beginning, except you're doing it backwards. So you're going to start here, and then you're going to go down an octave lower, and then another octave lower. So I'll go from 21 to here, And then we'll talk about the last line because this is a little bit weird. So you have... And then at 25, you're going to be in the same position, so you don't have to move. So you go... And then you'll go down. And then you'll go down another one. So here, the last line, you have your G flat, and then you have your B flat, and then you have your C and D. Then you go back to this one, and then back to this. Same thing, and you're getting softer and slower here. So the thing that's different is these last two measures. So you have 4 on G flat. Then you move your third finger to G flat. So it's the same note, you're just switching fingers. So you have 4, 3, 2. And the purpose of this is to give it a little bit of a different sound, because when you do, that's just with my 4th finger. But now listen if I switch. It flows a little bit nicer. So that's the purpose of that. So this is how you do this piece. So this is the Loch Ness Monster. And then let's go on to your other piece. This one, Storms on Saturn. So this is the one I think that's in your lesson book. This one also has weird things. This is why I'm going through them, because some of these notes are not what we're used to. So this, it talks about fermata, so you're just going to hold the note for as long as you'd like. If you're in band, you would hold it until the conductor cuts you off. And notice this one, you can hold the damper pedal down throughout the entire piece. So for this one, this is your position, so why don't you find that? So this is going to be centered around middle C. So you'll have your 4th finger on G flat, and then your 3rd finger on this one, 2nd finger this one, thumb on here, your other thumb is on D. So it's going to go. So it's kind of like a little weird scale. So I'll do it once more. And I'll do it a little bit slower. So that's the first line. And then the next line is the same thing, except it's really quiet. So I'll play it super quiet now. So this one you can be really powerful, like it says here. You're like a whisper. And then this line, you actually get a little bit of a difference. You have, and then with your other hand. So remember that once this is flat, it's going to be flat the entire measure, unless it has a natural sign, which it doesn't here. So this is still an A flat. So it's not an A, it's an A flat. So. And then the bottom line is similar to the top line. So you're quiet in that line, and then the next page, you have up here, you're going to be forte now. So brilliant lightning is what it says. So then you have C and E with an accent. So you're going to be up here, and you're going to do it really loud. So, and then you'll play the lowest C on piano. So the lowest C on my piano, since I'm on a keyboard, it's not a full-size keyboard, so this is my lowest C. You would have a much lower note than that. So you'd play that. And then now, do you remember this guy from the Loch Ness Monster? This is G flat, but it's going to be right where it's supposed to be. So you're going to play this guy. So this is middle C. This is G flat. So I'll hold this out so you can find that note. And then you have this. And then you have down here, similar to the beginning again. So this is becoming calm. So this is soft again. And then you have and then it says left hand plays the lowest D on piano, which is this for me. But for you, it'd be a lot lower. And that's going to be as soft as possible. So the nice thing about this piece is it has a lot of, like, what's it? Not tempo marking. What's the word? It has suggestions, I guess you could call it, as to how you can play it. So for right here, this is peaceful, becoming calm, as soft as possible. So make sure that you highlight those. Don't overlook them. They're really important. Like right here, brilliant lightning. That's what you want to convey. Brilliant lightning. It's going to be super loud and forte and accented. So this is kind of how you play this piece. It's a little bit tricky, but I think you can do it. Oh, also right here, you can be an octave higher. I guess I didn't realize that. So you can be way up here. So that's what you have for this. Then let's go to theory. So here we have theory. You can do this page. This is 23. Planets and moons. So it goes along with this, the whole steps and half steps that we were talking about before. So here you're going to draw a line connecting each planet to its correct moon. So this is your planet. So I'll play it for you. So you have C, C sharp, D, C sharp. So remember, this is still a C sharp. Since this was C sharp, this still carries through. So what is this? Whole steps, half steps, or whole steps and half steps? So I went from here to here to here to here. So those are all half steps. So you would circle this one. So you can circle this guy. Or I guess, oh, you're supposed to draw a line. Never mind. We'll just circle it and draw a line. And then the next one here. So your planet says a whole step up from B flat. So B flat, let's find a B flat. So B flat, a whole step up. So B flat to B is a half step. B to C is a whole step. So B flat to C is a whole step. So what you will circle for this one is C. And then last one, you have C, D, E, F sharp. So this one is a little bit tricky, but I'll see if you can figure it out. I'll give you a minute. Okay, maybe like 10 seconds. So you have C to D, which is a whole step, D to E, which is a whole step, and E to F sharp, which is a whole step. Because remember, E to F is a half step. So E to F sharp is a whole step. So this is whole step. So this is what your theory is going to look like. Okay. And then we're gonna go back to your other stuff if I can get out of here. maybe. Ooh, that's not what I want. Ah! Uh-oh. There. Okay, and then we're actually going to do this section here. Technical difficulties. So I'm going to play either A or B, and then you get to circle which one you think it is. Okay, so here's your first one. So, actually, I'm going to do this so you can't see it. So this is going to be this one. So this is A. And then the next one over here, we have so A or B. So this one's B. Then over here we have so this is also B. Then here we have so this one is also B. Then over here, number 5. So this one is A. And then last but not least, we have so that one is A. So this is your theory. So you can fill those in. And then we'll move on to some of your other pieces now. So last but not least, here is your Hannon. So I understand Hannon is confusing, but I will try my best to show you how I would work through this. So before you look at any finger numbers, you're going to look at the notes. So let's go through here, and then we'll do the notes first. So what you're going to first have here is C. So we're going to start on middle C. And then the next note you have is an E. So it skips to E. So I'll draw an E here. And then here you have an A. And then here you have G. So this is your first little bit. And then here you have F, G, another F, and then you have E. So this is your first measure. So once you figure out the notes you're playing, then you look at the numbers, so the finger numbers, so you know what fingers you're going to use to play those notes. So first you have one on C. So your thumb's going to go on C. And then let me see if I can get this over to where you can see it on piano. So I will click on this and this. Okay, so the first thing you have is C. So this is your middle C, so your thumb's going to be right there. Your second finger is going to go to E. So C to E. So 1, 2. your fifth finger is going to be on A. So it's C, E, A. So 1, 2, 5. Your third finger is going to play F. So you have F. Fourth finger plays G. Third finger plays F. Second finger plays E. So all together, your first measure is going to sound like this. And that pattern is going to be used for the rest of the song. So next you have D, F, B, A, G, A, G, F, E, G, C, B, A, B, A, G. So that's your whole first line. And your left hand is going to do the same notes. Same thing, except it has a little bit different fingering because it's left hand. So you have 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. And you know what? I actually started this on the wrong note. This is going to be on low C. So not this one. This one. Way down here. So your hands when you're playing this are actually 2 octaves apart. So that is going all the way up. Now let's work some descending. So for descending, you have G. So we'll write it up here. So you have G, D, B. This is going to get a little out of line with the notes. So G, B, or G, D, B. And then you have C. Then you have D. And then C again. D. And then you have E. So this is your first measure here. So it's going to be G, D, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, C, A, B, C, B, C, D, E, B, G, A, B, A, B, C, D, A, F, G, A, G, A, B. So this is what you have in your right hand and left hand when you're descending, so when you're coming down. So it'll sound like this. So that's your first line. So let's go back and then I will show it on piano here. That last measure was terrible. Hopefully this helps. Yeah, happy practicing.